Tasty, tasty. Tasty, tasty. Hey guys, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. I hope you're having a great day. It's Halloween, so I'm dressed up thanks to Mel in a Snorlax onesie. As you can see, I'm roasting in this thing. It's full-length bodysuit. I'm absolutely melting in here right now. But yeah, Halloween, so I'm dressed up. Bearded Snorlax, right? Right, do that. Maybe it works. Maybe it works. So I'm really warm. Like it's absolutely. I've got it's 12 degrees in the workshop, but I've got the fan on because I'm just so warm in here. Like look how red I am. It's just so warm in this suit. Like it's like fleecy lined. I don't wear stuff like this usually. It's like the inner lining of the PT hoodies. So tasty. It's very comfortable, kudos. It's just really warm, like unbelievably warm. So yeah, I'm absolutely melting at the minute. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Right, okay, let's catch up with chat and see what you guys are talking about. Jellymaster, thank you so much for the 13 months of subs. Thank you so much for that, I appreciate that. Josh, thank you as well for 11 months of subs, 10-month streak. That's really cool. Man's gonna be hot. Yeah, I am really warm in this, like super warm. Bearded Snorlax. Yep. Hey Perlin, thanks very much for being here. I appreciate that. Snicket as well says good evening. Josh says it looks as warm as the inner lining of the PT hoodies. It is exactly like the PT hoodies. Yeah, Storesness, thank you so much for the 18-month streak. 18 months. You know what that means? You could have 2 prototypist babies right now. You could have had 2 prototypist babies. LTT level plugin. Yeah, I'm terrible with the plugin. I'll let you guys do it. As red as the tomato, I'm so warm in this thing. Like I am I apologize, Mel, because I know this is yours and I'm literally sweating buckets in it. It's just too hot. It's too hot. You feel guilty? It's fine. It's fine. I'll be all right. I'm always roasting. Like I don't really feel the cold. I'm one of those people that kind of has almost like built-in central heating, and yeah, like I always have warm hands even in the workshop. Mel's freezing cold. It's just the way it is. Just the way it is. Are you as warm as you'd be in that PT hoodie? About that, yeah. About that. Yeah, so I apologize if I give it back to you tomorrow, Mel, or whenever I see you next, and it's just like damp still. I apologize. I really do apologize. Like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But yeah, we are Snorlax for today. I'll put the hood up later on if it cools down in here a little bit, and leave the hood up maybe while we're soldering. There we go. There's the hood. It does have little ears as well. Where are the ears? There's one. Little ears. It is cute. Time to change the sound effect from tasty tasty to toasty toasty. Yeah, I didn't do the voices for that, but I could get the person who did them to do it. Yeah. John Doe, hey man, good to see you. Thank you very much for being here. You go, Jelly. Metatron's here as well. He says evening. Thank you very much for being here. I appreciate you all. I'll make them top and clack. Have Timo do the voices. Timo would be good for the voices, actually. It was actually a guy from MK UK called Rudy who did the voices for me, and he did a great job on them. Great job on them. Hershey, hey man, good to see you. Thank you very much for being here. On the stream today, I do have a few things. If you saw the title card, you'll see we're going to talk about PT news. We're going to talk about Thoktober. We're going to talk about the tasty. Last few things that are available for Halloween. And then we're going to take a look at the JO2 Blackout Edition prototype, which I have built with a beige key set rather than a black key set, which... just one of those things. And then I'm going to show you guys the Thea 75B2, which is in group buy right now. You can buy this on prototypist.net and select other vendors around the world. I'm going to show you that. We're going to build that next week on stream. So on Sunday coming, we're going to build that board. And then we're going to build a TGR Tomo in polycarbonate, which was the vendor special edition, I believe like friends and family only edition, which were the guys at Monoke were kind enough to invite me to. So we're going to build that as well. So that's the plan for the stream today. I do have some other things to show you as well. So we're going to use CXA Sugar Plum, which is a new profile from Canon Keys. Again, it's in stock on the website. You can go buy this key set right now and have it shipped to you within 3 working days if you're interested in it. So watch out for that towards the end of the stream when we've done the build. Why not Midnight Rainbow is what I wanted to ask. Because Midnight Rainbow was on another board and I just wanted to put keycaps on it just to test everything. I will put Midnight Rainbow on it. I actually want to put GMK Stealth on it, but it hasn't arrived yet, but hopefully it should ship soon. But it's probably going to end up with white on black on it. GMK white on black. So yeah. Mr. J, are you going to build the 917 with UK ISO? Treeleaf, yes. I actually want to build it in Alps. I want to make an Alps PCB that's compatible for it. So I might reach out to you, Treeleaf, and see if we can do that, because I do have DCS Alps Yuri, which would work really, really, really well on it. So if you haven't seen the 917, this is Treeleaf's new board, and it's based on the Porsche 917 in that lovely orange and blue livery. So I joined the group buy the other day, but I would like to make it Alps, and I've got some brown Alps which would go nicely in it. It's like an FRL TKL. So yeah, it'd be absolutely lovely with Alps in with that. So perhaps we need to talk about that, Treeleaf. Just says we can see the spacebar. The spacebar? Which spacebar? Which spacebar? What are you on about, the spacebar? I don't know what you're talking about. We can see the spacebar. Josh, I don't know what you're talking about. That orange is beautiful. Orange keeps are good. Do we have the... Yeah. Look. This is the Lodestone prototype. Look how nice this orange is. This is the maglev board that Flex and I designed ages ago. This is a fully working prototype. It's not soldered together, but it is all working on the maglev. You can see here, look, there's the movement on the magnets and the plate. It's in all 4 corners. So yes, that's a fully working version of the Lodestone prototype that's just been floating around my office for the past 3 years. I think it's more the light in here, but it is a little bit more red. I do have some other orange things. So this is another orange. It's actually closer to that color than that color, if that makes sense. It's just the light. If I put it under here in the top corner, there it is, it might show a little bit different. It's because it's just under really bright stream lights. But yeah, I love anodized orange things. They just look so good. So good. CXA spacebars are interesting. Yes, we do have CXA spacebars. You do get like a kit of spacebars with it. There's loads of spacebars in the set. So yeah, we have CXA Sugar Plum in stock. It's on the website right now. You can go buy it, and that's what we're going to put on the board today when we build it. So there we go. Right. Okay. What else do I need to tell you about? Okay, so it's Halloween, hence why I'm dressed up as Snorlax. Today there is a few things that are ending on the website that you probably need to go check out. The Hebe and Boo group buy ends today, so this is a nice tray, and if you have a rotary encoder keyboard, it's like a pumpkin knob. That ends today. If you want to join the group buy for those, go join it, because it's not coming back and we won't have a huge number of extras in for it, so definitely get those checked out. There's a couple of other group buys ending pretty soon. GMK Fright Night's only got a couple of days left. DMK Rubber, which is struggling to MOQ, guys, if you're interested in that set, it's kind of like a fusion of what would happen if the whole rubber hose movement had happened in Russia. Kind of go and give that a try. Go have a look, see if it's something you're interested in. Kish, thank you so much for the 8 months of subs. I thoroughly appreciate those. One more month and you will have had a prototypist baby, so congratulations on that. He says hello lovelies. So there we go. So yeah, can you please do a comparison of the CXA space-bars with some cherry profile caps later? I want to see if they stick out like a sore thumb. Yeah, we can do some like side by side, because we have we have cherry on the TGR here. So yeah, the knob is universal. Yes, it will work really well with any kind of like rotary encoder knob that you have. So I think there's very few boards it doesn't support. Most rotary encoders work just fine. Tim, I am super warm in this onesie. I'm super warm, and I'm drinking coffee, which doesn't help. GMK Fox looks class. It does. Like, if you guys haven't seen, hold on, let me show you this up close. Look how nice Fox looks on the TGR. Looks so good. Super cool. GMK Fox is a little bit of an underrated set, I think. A little bit of an underrated set. Okay, so that's the bits I had to tell you about what's in stock and what's going out today. Finishing group buy today. We do also have some more stock coming. We have EPBT Classic Angle coming. That's going to be here. That's here now. We're going to put that in stock later on this week. We've got a load more stabilizers coming. They're going to be in stock pretty soon. This is all of the Wookiee stabilizers. We're just waiting for the 1.2mm fog ones to come in, and then once we've got those, we can start to get those in stock as well. So watch out for those coming up on the website very soon. We've also got the extras from the Iki Aurora badge group buy, so there's a load of extra badges that we've got here as well. We're going to put those on the website in the very near future, so watch out for that as well. And then the biggest news that I have is Prototypist is moving. The headquarters where I am right now, we're leaving it as of the end of December, so we have very little time left here. Just about 2 months to the day, because we finish on the 30th of December. So yeah, we are leaving this workshop. We are going to be moving out of this workshop. We're going to be moving to a completely new workshop, which is a massive distance away of about 100 yards. So we've got more space, so that's going to, if you're interested in this, because there's going to be a lot of stuff to share on it, we'll be doing it on Instagram, but effectively what we're going to be doing is we're just dismantling the entire workshop here, moving it across the yard into a bigger unit, including the mezzanine. That's coming with us, and we're going to have more space for packing and stuff like that. It's really cool. So yeah, so truly, if our workshop is in like a group of units that's in like it's like a reverse L shape, and we're going diagonally across to the bigger unit. So we're in number 6. So if you imagine, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it goes 5, 6, 7. We're in unit 6 here, and we're moving up to the unit 1 here. So we're going diagonally across the yard. You can check it out if you go and have a look on Google Maps and just search for Prototypist keyboards. It'll bring up where we are, and you'll be able to see exactly where we're moving to across the street. So yeah, tons of work, but we'll get there. Yes, more cars. One more car is coming. I did buy one more car on Saturday actually, but I am selling a couple of cars. If anyone is in the UK and is interested in a stunning condition GMC K1500 black pickup truck with grey swage lines across it, hard wooden bed in the rear, lovely plush comfortable seats, air ride suspension, modern V8 motor with a 350 trans, get in touch, because I have one for sale now. So I have one for sale. There you go. Thanks, use Chopstick on the best wishes for the move. It's going to be a lot of work, but it'll be worthwhile when we're done. Hopefully we'll be moved before the Christmas break. So Prototypist always closes for 2 years at Christmas. We've done it every year. We've been running 3 years now.
Tasty.
So we're gonna close for Christmas for 2 weeks, and hopefully the move will be done by that point. Because I'm going away for Christmas. I'm not going to be in. Well, I'm going to be in the UK, but I'm not going to be here near the workshop. So I'm going completely away. So it has to be done by then. That's the main thing. One more car for now. No, we're done with cars. No more cars. I went 4 months without buying a car. That's probably a record for me. So yeah. So no more cars. I am done with cars now. The black one is in restoration. The red one's in restoration. They'll be back sometime in the spring, I think. The new car is going to be picked up at the end of November, I think. So we'll get that soon. Hopefully we'll be able to sell the black truck fairly quickly. The green truck is still on the road and driving around. So yeah, there's too many cars in total. So like yeah, giveaways to reduce stuff to move. Maybe not giveaways. Maybe a sale towards the end of the month. Black Friday's coming up, so watch out for that. We might have something to do with that. Said it has to go. Yeah, me too. I'll take you out for a spin in the truck too. Yeah, we need to go out for a drive in it, Mel, actually. That's something we should do. If you want to bob up at some point. I know you're off, but we could go out for a drive in it tomorrow if you wanted to. So as you went, hey man, he says, you sound like Del Boy. I don't have a Cockney accent. No, I don't sound like Del Boy. No. Any interested parties can go for a cruise. Yeah, we'll go for a little drive. He'll be done with cars until he gets a good deal on a Ken Miri Skyline. I do have someone trying to sell me a Ken Miri Skyline, but it doesn't have the original engine in it, and it's not in the best condition, and he wants £90,000 for it, and it's like, nah. But it's just too much money. If it was 40,000, maybe I'd consider it, but not at 90. It's just too much money. So we'll see. Need to come to the next year and see what's the car scene. The UK's car scene is pretty good. I know you're a fan of cars, Truly. I've got like 10 or 12 now. I do love vintage Japanese motors. Are my favorite thing in the world. So yeah. What's the difference in space between your new warehouse and the current one? About 750 square feet plus another office. So instead of having just this office room that I'm in now, we'll actually have 2 offices. We'll have, and both offices will be twice the size of this office. So we'll have 4 times the office space we have right now. We'll have 1.5 times the floor space plus the mezzanine. So we should have double the floor space in total as well. So it is a little bit bigger as the unit. It's a little bit more expensive to rent. In fact, it's quite a lot more expensive to rent. It's about 10 grand a year more expensive to rent, but it should be worthwhile for us. We also get more car parking spaces, which is a great thing. Any news about the Milky Way Alfheim set? They said it was shipped around mid-September. We haven't received it yet. So the thing with Milky Way is that when they say they've shipped it, they doesn't mean they've actually shipped it, is what we're finding out. So we're still waiting for some of the older sets to actually arrive to us. It hasn't reached our freight forwarders yet, as far as I'm aware, but we do have a container that's just about to set sail tomorrow actually, and it'll arrive early December, so we might get through some of the stuff before we break for Christmas. We might not get through some of the stuff, but it's due to arrive in early December, I think like the 7th or the 10th of December, and it might be included in that. But the problem is they don't label the boxes until we open them. We don't know, and our Chinese warehouse doesn't open the boxes there because they're just literally there to collate stuff, put it on pallets, and then ship it on to us. So the communication from Milky Way is not the best. It's not necessarily a language barrier thing, it's just the fact that it don't tell us much, and no matter what we ask for, we don't actually get. So yeah, not in terms of your accent, just trying to flog your motor. All right, okay, it's only one car I'm trying. Do you know, in all my life I've owned about 50 cars, maybe a little bit more than that. I've only ever sold one car, because the rest of them I've done like deals and traded away and stuff like that. A couple of them I've written off. One got stolen. I've only actually physically sold one car. I've done like deals for like part cash, part trade, but yeah, I've only ever sold one car. So this will only be the second car I've ever flatly sold. So yeah. Am I going to get an AE86 at some point? No, that's not my kind of car. It's probably a bit too new. 70s cars are where it's at. If you watch on Instagram, you'll see, like, I've got the S30, the Fair Lady. I've got a couple of 60s pickup trucks. I've got a 60s pickup truck and a 70s pickup truck from Datsun. Then yeah, we've got some other bits and pieces as well. So yeah, that Snorlax arm moving around is cracking me up. Yeah, yeah. Like, look, we can put like the mitten bits on. It's cute. It's cute. Is there a container on the way now? Yes, there is. I still do tree leaf. I still do. I actually drove it into work today. Would you get an old Toyota Sleeker? Probably not. Toyota, maybe some of the old cars. I do like the old Toyota Centuries and Crowns, actually. They're quite cool. So yeah. How much is the most expensive road tax? The Tesla is 0. All the classic cars are 0, actually. The most expensive car is my Subaru. So I've got a Subaru Legacy, a 2005 Subaru Legacy. It's the WRX STI version, and that's probably the most expensive on road tax, and that's £260 a year, I think, something like that. It's not massively expensive. That's clip material right there. Wait, what? What's clip material? What did I say? What did I do? I don't want you clipping stuff. Right, okay, so we talked about everything I think we need to talk about. Yeah, okay. It's time to take you on a little bit of a history tour before I show you the JO2 Blackout Edition. No more cars. Yeah, no more cars. 100% no more cars. My mum's one's... Yeah, I don't know what that is. It is taxed. It's all fully taxed and insured. It's my old mum's car, my Peugeot 306 turbo diesel. It's a 3-litre turbo diesel. It's cool as fuck. But yeah, it's not running at the minute. It doesn't run very well. It cuts out every 30 seconds, which is terrible. Yeah, I don't know what that is for you. I don't think it's massively expensive though. I think it's like 150 quid or something. It's about 150 quid. I'm hecking excited to see this. Yeah, so JO2 Blackout Edition. Let's flip over to the camera so I can start to show you this. So I want to give you a brief history tour of something that we've been working on for every iteration of J-Series boards. I can't show you the very first one because I don't have it anymore. Well, I do, but I don't have any spare parts anymore. But the original, I want you to imagine that here we've got some thin strips of red silicone rubber, and they're about a centimetre wide, a millimetre thick. And that we had 3 layers of that. There was no adhesive on them. There were just 3 layers of rubber, and we used to put those together for the very first gaskets. Anyway, once we'd got through those gaskets, we decided we were going to keep the 3 layers, but we needed to do something different to make them easier to use. So we created these. Now these are for JO1s, but we use them for JO2s as well. So you're going to have to just pretend that these are JO2 gaskets. And you can see this has got the JO1 arrows. This one stuck to the top case on the underside. So you had the top case, you flip the keyboard over, this stuck to the inside on the top case, which is why it's the opposite way around. Okay. Then we had 2 other layers. You'd stick tasty. This one into the bottom of the case, nice and simple. Just stick it down into the bottom of the case, and then this one would go all the way around the edge of this one, so it would sit and it would be layered up just like that. So you had like a little ledge on which to sit the plate. And that's how we aligned them, and that was great because we could stick these in. This had self-adhesive. It was all peelable backs and self-adhesive. I mean, these are like 3 or 4 years old now, so probably the adhesive's terrible, but there you go. It was all fully sticky. There you go. It is still sticky, and those were great. Those were fantastic. Those were better until they weren't really, and they were a pain to align, and the sticky didn't last very long. And yeah, let's just get rid of those. After that, we kind of came up with the idea of having injection molded gaskets done. So we had these done for the last round of the JO2 and the round of the JO1 as well. We have these in stock now. These came in 2 parts. These came in a part 1 that had a nice little ledge built in for the plates to sit on, just there on the bottom, but no adhesive still. We took the adhesive away, thought you could just pop these into the board, and then a layer that went on the top case. So your plate would effectively sit between the 2 layers, and there'd be a nice little gap in there for your plate to sit in, and then the case would just crush it all together and kind of hold it all in place. And those were great as well, and those are fantastic, apart from the fact that they were a pain to align. They didn't really sit into the case. It was easy to put a bit of Pritt stick on them to get them into the case as well. So we thought, right, let's get rid of those as well. We don't want those. So what did we want to do? Well, we wanted to be able to have a plate and PCB assembly just like this. This is a POM plate that we cut in the workshop today, with switches in. There's no stabilizers in this, so like the spacebar won't work very well, but it's not soldered together either. With a PCB, the original PCB for a JO2, all held nicely together, and it was like, right, what do we want to do with this? How can we make this better? So Josh and I sat down and we came up with this. What is this, you might ask? This is the new JO2 gasket, but it's got a cool set of features. First of all, it's an all-in-one gasket, which means that it has a groove that runs all the way around the inside. and that's what the plate slips into. So you stretch this entire thing around the plate, and it's pretty easy to do. You just literally stretch it around the plate, push it on all the way around so it sits nicely. We're going to tuck the side on just like that, tuck the corners in, make sure it's all stretched around, make sure it's all around the plate, and there we go. The gasket is installed. Now the gasket is installed on that, it's fully installed all the way around, it's the correct thickness, it's all aligned, but it's got some cool new features. The first thing you'll notice is that the corners are cut out here. You'll see why that is in a moment on the case, but secondly it's got these in here. Now what these act is for spacers for screws, but they also act as alignment pins, so you never need to worry about getting the gasket in the board again correct. If you've ever built an old key cult and you could move the board slightly from side to side, and sometimes keys would get caught on blockers and things, all gone because the gasket is now an alignment tool. It now has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points of alignment. Doesn't need any across the top, but it's got 7 points of alignment. So there we go. So this is the new gasket. It fits all the way around. It just stretches around. It sits nicely on the plate. It covers the plate fully. It's a great little idea, great little tool. Just covers everything just nicely and sits great. And the beauty of this is it doesn't need any adhesive either. So if we take the JO2 blackout bottom case, bear in mind this is an early prototype, it's not the current prototype, we have changed some things. So you can see we've got a different texture here on the mid piece to the base, and that runs through onto the mid rail as well. You'll see that we screw the mid piece down to the base with a few screws, which also acts as alignment pins for the gaskets. This little ledge here that runs all the way around is where the gasket sits, which is very, very similar to how the original JO2s worked as well. But completely redesigned, all the measurements are different, all the cases new. We've extended the acoustic cavity in the middle as well to now cover most of the full inside of the board instead of just the alphas. It used to be a lot smaller, so we've done that too. We've also changed the depth of it. It's now slightly deeper. On the outside of the case, we've got, these are actually old bump-ons, we're not using these anymore. These are going away and we're going to use some new ones. This logo on the base is going to be gone, and we're going to have a new logo just up here. This is JO2, so we're going to have it on there. The USB port's different. It's now sits lower, as close to the deck as we can get it, so that cables just sit flush on the desk and don't raise up too much. And here you can see the real difference between the two parts. So we'll just take the JST cable out because we don't need that in for this this part. So now we've built the board, instead of having all of that challenge of getting the gaskets and everything else in, now all we do is we just pop it in, and that's it. It's all in place, he says, as this bottom corner is not in place. There we go. It's all in. It all sits nicely. The alignment pins hold everything in place. You can see here we've got the little screw head showing, but everything holds it in place if the light works. There you go. You can see all of the gaskets in place. It just sits nicely. There is a slight change to this as well. Whoops. The pen rail is not going to be part of this piece anymore. It's going to be a separate piece in the final version. Then we take the top case and we drop it on, and there's the JO2 Blackout Edition built. That's it. It's done. No screws on the outside of the case. Completely screwless. And all built to perfection. Look at how nice the black pen rail works with the E-black coating of the case as well. So there we go. That is how it all works. Pen rail still works nicely. There we go. For some reason the camera just doesn't want to pick up the blacks on this, like it's just seeing it as one black, but I promise you it is there. Look, there you go. Look how the side looks as well. So there we go. There is another prototype that's currently in manufacturing. This is not the final prototype. There is another prototype in manufacturing. You see it's covered in fingerprints now. But yeah. Expect more news on the JO2 Blackout Edition soon. I'm just going to see if I need to play with the brightness settings here. Let me have a look. because it is showing it even darker than it is in real life here. Let me see if I can. This is where I need a professional. There we go. That might work a little bit better. There we go. There you go. So you can see the actual textural difference and the color difference between the mid and the pen rail and the case, and just how nice that looks. J-Shift, thank you so much for the refinement bits. So yeah, like the whole point of this is to try and make it easier to build and to use. Now, this prototype does have a couple of issues which we've tried to fix. One is getting the top off, but like if you want to change the build or the PCB and you've got multiple builds, all you need to do is just do that, and that's it. One JST cable, and you are good to go. It's changed. It's out. You can just pull this gasket off, put the next PCB and plate assembly in, whatever you want to do, and it's changed. There's no need for adhesives. There is no need for like alignment tools. There's no need for bits of glue. There's no need for anything. You just pop it in like that, get the top case on. The top case will snap into position, and that's it. We're done. Board's built. How cool is that? So yeah, there's it go. JO2 Blackout Edition coming really soon. We're not going to do a group buy for this. We're actually going to get these ordered, have them ready to go, and then we're going to do a pre-order. I think that pre-order is going to start very early in the new year. We're just waiting on the final prototype to confirm, and yeah, then we're going to be good to go. So yeah, it's not going to be a large group buy. Because we're going to do it as a pre-order, and it's just going to be a small number of boards. I think we're going to target 50, maybe 100 at a push. We're going to have an IC up for it soon, only in the Discord. We're not going to publish this massively. I don't want to run hundreds of units. I just want to do a really small number, something that's manageable, so we can get every single one perfect. And we're not going to sell them until I've actually got them in manufacturing, until they're being produced. So there's going to be no group buy. It's going to be pre-order only for this. So yeah. So there we go. So big thanks to Josh. He's done a ton of work on this case. He's pretty much done all the CAD from the ground up and started everything from scratch for us on this one. He's done a lot of the changes and stuff. He's basically made my ideas a reality for this. Everything that I wanted to change from the original J series boards, Josh has put into place, and there we go. We are there. Can't see anything. Can't see the keyboard. Sorry, Treeleaf, I apologize. This is too easy. Is it really a J series? Yeah, we wanted it to be easy. Like we've taken on board the feedback, Adam, that everything is hard to build on a J series. So yeah, you can share renders soon. Yeah, Josh, you can share some renders. Even when the ultra is needed, it's pretty solid. It's superb board. Thank you, Mal. I appreciate that. Chef's kiss, beautiful. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. It's like obsidian, just absorbing any light. Yeah, I had to really adjust the light to somewhere it's not. Vanta Black JO2 when like the middle bit and the pen rail almost are like Vanta Black because they're so matte. It is very much like that. We might make some changes to the final colors in the end, like the blacks might be a little bit different, but we know what we're working for. We know what we're working for. Again, thank you, J-Shift, for the bits. I really appreciate that. Really nice innovation. Yeah, a lot of it was Josh, some of it was me, so we've done a lot of good work on it. Will there be wing key versions? I don't know. I think I want to stick to wing keyless. I don't know. But we are going to do a custom PCB for this. We're going to do our own PCB. And it's going to be pink. If you like pink, watch out for it. So yeah. I don't know. We're not going to do HHKB because I don't like it on this particular board. But we might do a wing key version. It might just be wing keyless. We'll see. We'll see. We'll have a little bit of an IC up for it in the Discord server in the next few weeks, I think. Except the screw thing. I didn't think about the screws being alignment thingy. Well, there you go. There you go. Now you know why we did it that way. This is definitely best 60% I've seen. Thank you. Thank you. Send some renders on team chat. Cool. I'm actually working on that PCB right now. Excellent. Thank you, Josh. I appreciate it. We'll catch up later. We had a good meeting earlier on today. Theman 2 cases. What's the biggest challenge being a vendor? I feel there's a big difference between the vendors. I'm not sure what you mean by that question. Like the biggest challenge being a vendor, having enough time to do everything is my #1 challenge. Like I just don't have enough hours in a day. The team's grown massively, so instead of it just being me like it was a couple of years ago, we've now got Mel, we've got Sharon, who is already working for us but is picking up a massively extended role in the next couple of weeks. We've still got one role we're hiring for. We've got Josh now. We've got someone else in the workshop called Leo who's helping out. So the team is just growing massively, but time is my biggest challenge. Whispering them dirty words. Yeah. Feels bad, man. HHKB JO2 best JO2. No, I don't feel like the board suits it. Like the board just doesn't suit it. It's not part of my vision. Don't want to do it. Simple as that. Perlin comes up here with the word pink. Yeah, it was to catch Perlin's attention and Timo's attention. Like Timo's watching and I go, pink. He just turns up like instantly. That's just how it works. Right, okay, so now I've shown you that. The next thing I want to show you is the Thea 75B2. And this is something that is in group buy right now. You can buy this over on prototypist.net if you're interested when it's in group buy. They'll ship in a few months' time. But I just want to show you these guys because they are pretty cool. We're going to build this on stream next week. So first of all, you get 2 cases if you buy extras. In the first case, you'll have the keyboard, but we'll show you that in a second. So I just wanted to show you some of the different things. This board has a number of different badges and knobs and things like that you can have in it. It comes with cables, like ribbon cables for JST connectors. There's a couple of those. Pack of bump-ons, wrenches and screws, little simple stuff like that. Everything that most keyboards come with. But it does have some really cool little badges. Look how cool this is. This is the Thea 75 badge. It's like a 7 and a 5 stylized. We've got another one. This is actually a rotary encoder knob, like a C ship. Like the steering, I don't know what it's called. It's a yoke on a ship with a big wheel, the rudder wheel. And you've got rotary encoders, all sorts of stuff. There's badges that you can put there as well. In this side of the case, we have the wonderful brochure which tells you how to build it. This is like a full-on build guide. I've got it upside down. This is like a full-on build guide showing you how to do everything with the board. It's pretty cool. And then we've got a foam pack. This is thick, full of lovely foams for all different areas. Depending on which version you buy, you can buy either a carbon fiber plate or you can buy a PC plate. We've got both in here. And then of course there is the PCB, which does have flex cuts in it. As you can see, there's flex cuts across here, all nicely traced and routed. You can have this as a badge or a rotary encoder depending on how you want to build it. This is the solder PCB. There we go. Ship turner. It's called the helm. Flies away. Is it? Is it? The helm's like a place, right? I didn't realize that. No, the tiller's the bit at the back, or the person that's doing the tilling, right? Steering yoke. I think it is yoke. I don't know. Steering thingy. Yeah, let's go for the steering thingy. And then, guys, in another case, with the logo on, you get the keyboard itself. So I've got the grey version here, and we're going to build this on stream next week. This has got the badge included in it. Look how nice this is. For 290 quid. This is pretty tasty. This weight badge on the back, you can have it in multiple different colours. It's pretty cool. Exploded, yeah, exploded 75. Badge in the top corner, or rotary encoder. Yeah, the wheel is on the helm, but it's not called the helm. The tiller is the handle that joins onto the rudder, yeah. So what's the wheel called? I think it's just called the wheel, right? The ship's wheel. There we go. One thing you will notice is that these do have a custom daughter board, so the screws are in a slightly different position to the standard unified C3. Space for the battery if you want to go wireless. There is a wireless option if you pick that PCB. There we go. So we're going to build this next week on stream, and then we'll probably just give it away as well. So if you're interested in winning this, we'll build it on stream, and then we'll just give it away. We'll play marbles for it. We'll do like a marbles Grand Prix next week, and the winner will get the keyboard chipped out. So there we go. Steering wheel. Starboard port wheel. What is a pirate ship steering wheel called? You guys are all going nuts. Okay, so now we've done that. It is time to do our actual keyboard build, and we're going to be building this. This is a Tomo. Now you saw that I built my personal Tomo a couple of weeks ago, the pink one. Well, this one's a little bit different because this one's actually a polycarbonate Tomo. So we have a ton of different stuff in here. There we go. this is what we're going to be building today. PCB designed by Yankar and Monike. Standard PCB. It does have a protector as well, which we could put on the weight if we want to. I don't think we're going to do that. Foams, which I don't think we'll use. Blackbrook.
Tasty, tasty.
Thank you so much. The onesie better not awaken anything in you. What about if I do this, Blackbrook? What about if I do this? And what about if I then top it up with a... Does that awaken anything in you now? Oh, it's way too warm with the hood up. Way too warm. I can just feel myself cooking in it then. Okay, so we've got all of the bits that we need. Let me show you the board, because the board's pretty cool. This PC version is friends or family only, as far as I'm aware. I was lucky enough to be invited to it. No, this is my personal board. There we go. The stainless steel already has a protector in place. I'm probably going to peel this off, you know, and just go with the actual stainless steel once we've built the board. Look how nice that is. Brass weight in the middle. We'll peel this off right at the very end. We'll do that right at the very end. So there we go. So let's take the board apart. I think we need to prise off the weight, if I remember rightly. Do we? Or do we not? I don't think so. No, I think we're alright actually. I think we're okay. Don't think we need to take that off to take the board apart. Oh, I need screwdrivers. Give me 30 seconds, guys. The screwdrivers are in the workshop because I was using them earlier on today and I forgot them. I'll be back in a second. Here we go. Won't get far into the build without screwdrivers. We do desperately need those for the build. Right, okay, let's see if we can work out what size screwdriver we need. Looks better with the film on. I like shiny. Shiny will be good. If you build it and so you're safe. I'm building this ISO today. What do you mean you're safe anyway, Mel? You ain't having this. Mel thinks she's taking my board. No, we're going to build it ISO. How nice are you going to be to me to get this board off me, Mel? That's the question. Because knowing my luck, I'll come in one day and it'll be gone. Okay, let's install the feet before we go any further. An ANSI keyboard, absolutely. Absolutely. I think we have some spare brass. There is still some Tomos in stock, guys. If you still want a Tomo, we still do have them in stock. I think the website's got a bit of an error where it says they're out of stock, but you can still add them to your cart. Like, we still have a few left. Tomo suddenly disappears. Mel puts... I don't think it is colour. Have you provided proof, Sirajiman? I haven't seen proof yet. If you did and I missed it, I apologise, but I haven't seen proof yet. Yeah, we still have a number of Tomas in stock. Okay, let me check out this link because I'm not sure I believe it. What is a pirate ship steering wheel called? Called a helm, or sometimes just by the name of the wheel. Yeah, I don't know. It's like I'm pretty sure like a helm is like the area where the ship is. It's like where the ship's directed from, because like I just don't think that that's necessarily 100% correct. But if it is, I apologize. I love how we call it a pirate ship as well, and it was just like any ship of that era, not just pirate ships. Like, it wasn't only pirate ships that had these, like all ships had them of this era, but we just say it was pirate ships. As if non-pirate ships had any other way to sail. Tomo is massively underrated, highly recommended. The Tomo is amazing. For the price of it, the Tomo is hugely underrated. Yeah, Kabat, hey man, good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Okay, feet are installed. Looking nice and neat and tidy. These feet do need a little bit of persuasion to get them to look neat and tidy though, but that's looking good now. I'll show you that close. Okay, let's flip this over and take the board out. There we go. So as I said, this is polycarbonate. Let's install the daughter board. I'm not sure I've seen the screws for the daughter board actually. Did it not come with them? Oh, it did. They're in here. Here we go. Let's get the daughter board all installed and ready to go. Sneaking in the stream while working. Oh, well, it's good to see you. Exactly. It's good to see you. Will you use the PC plate? Yes, we are going to use the PC plate. I don't have any other plates left. Everyone bought out the aluminium plates like almost instantly. No one wanted them during the group buy, but then as soon as we had the boards in stock, like the aluminium plates just sold out instantly. Okay, what size screwdriver do we need? A little bit small. I think this. Nope. There we go. Marbles for this board? I'm not giving this board away, no. This board is mine. I think Mel has, from what she said, Mel's clearly set her sights on getting this board. We may have to have a conversation about that though. We'll play marbles for the board next week. I did have to buy this board, like I didn't get this board for free, I did have to pay for it. Like, it's something I bought personally, not something I bought through work. So we're not giving this away. Upas is still sorting the Onyx parts out, Oxy. I'm still waiting for a date on when to expect those. He did message me about it earlier on today, so I expect it's not too far away. But the second I get them, the second the rest of those boards will go out. Okay, so there we go. That's now all done and ready for the build once it's finished. So let's take the plate out. As I said, we are going to build this top mount. I'm not a fan of this board in its O-ring configuration. I don't think it works quite as well as some other boards do with O-ring mount. You're going to need a safe. What, to keep it away from Mel? Maybe. I think she thought I was going to build it ANSI. I don't know why. Like, I only build boards ANSI if I have to. Okay. Is that all the screws? Yeah, there we go. Take the plate out. Pop the top case on the board. Okay, we don't need the O-ring. We're not going to use the spare badge. We'll just keep the Mono K1 in there. I guess we need to make a decision on foams as well, guys. Would you like to see me use foams for this, or would you like to see me not use foams? What would you like? Sounds like O-ring works better on smaller boards. I think it depends on the board entirely. Let's pop this one in the base of the case. We can always change our minds on this one later on. It's not a dislike. There we go. I think that's going to look quite good with the polycarbonate actually. Let's go for that one, but let's not use this one. Let's not use that one. Let's just pop that to one side. Yeah, I don't think we need to. I don't think we should use the plate foam. I think we should just use the foam underneath the plate in PCB. I don't think it needs any foam. Should we do a poll? Should we do a poll for the foams? Yeah, all right. Go on then. Let's do a poll. Demotex. I don't know when we're going to be restocking them, if I'm honest. I'd like to restock them, but I'm not sure. Foam boards all sound the same without exception. Unfoam is the new polyfill. I prefer to build without foam usually. I think it tends to be better. But let's put a poll up, Demotex. Let's put a poll up. Let's see if we should. I'm definitely going to keep this foam in, but let's have a poll to see whether we should use the plate foam or not. And let's see what people say. You guys can get that running and that poll up and going whilst I do stabilizers. We can get the stabilizers ready for the PCB. There we go. Should we use foam or not? Poll is up, guys. So today we're going to build it ISO, so we'll do full backspace. So we'll need a stabilizer for that. We're going to do ISO enter, so we'll need a stabilizer for that. We are going to do split left shift, and we're going to do split right shift because it works better with split right shift on these boards, and it's enforced. And then we're going to use a 7U spacebar. So we just need one more stabilizer. So we only have 3 stabilizers in this board. We can always take the case foam out later on if we need to. There we go, that should be everything we need to do the stabilizers for this board. Depends on the board, but often plate foam just gives a fuller sound. I don't disagree. I don't really like foam in boards though, overall in general. Like, just I prefer not to. This Snorlax onesie is going to get everywhere in this lube. I can feel it now. Mel, if I get your onesie covered in lube, are you going to be upset with me? I already chose keycaps, yeah, because I wanted to try out the new CXA profile from Canon Keys. We have them in stock, so there's very little for chat to choose today. I know I usually... Oh, this is way too much lube. I know usually I let chat choose a lot of stuff that we put into my personal builds. Today I wanted to try out the CXA keycaps from Canon Keys, so I've already decided that that's what we're going to use. Right, okay, we've got rid of the thick of the loop. Let's spread this out and see if we've got enough now. Okay. There we go. That's one side done. We still got to obviously lube the slider rails and things, but we'll do that at the end. We're just gonna do the main part of the loop here. There we go. Get you to spread nicely on the wire. Okay, what was the poll results? I can't actually see them right now. I'll check on them in a second. Oh, without foam.
Tasty,
there we go.
tasty.
Without foam. Okay, so we're not going to put any foam in this build. Okay, that's that one done. Let's just get these housings ready. The back end of this hoodie is catching on everything. The Snorlax claw, whoops, it's catching on everything as I try and move around. Mad. I mean, we get through a lot of lube here at the workshop. Like, one of these lasts us about a year. So, I think this is the third one we've had, and we've been running 3 years now. So, that makes about sense. Sick and I have been curious about the CXA spacebar because of the shape. Yeah, we'll have a look at the spacebars for the CXA profile later on towards the end of the stream. Should use HSA. I'm still waiting for HSA. Still waiting for it. Do you know, this is going back a couple of years, but I did have one of the very first prototype sets of HSA from David at my keyboard. He'd loaned it to me for a while. I took it to a few meetups. I actually took it to show Dixie, sorry, Omnitype Garrett from Omnitype in Seattle in 2019, because he was running a group buy for it at the time and he hadn't seen the prototype cap. So I took it all the way over there, and I had that set for about a year, and then I sent it back to David at my keyboard, and obviously I bought some of the sets as well. And yeah, it's like 2 years later and I've not seen the set yet since. It's so weird, so weird. But like, we had a build over on TopClack using HSA at one point, I think. We had like a full set. It was like purple and white, like the first prototype set. It's a pretty cool thing. Oh, that might be too much. Yeah, let's get rid of this. Do you remember how well bad it sold? I can't remember. I mean, we didn't sell it here at Prototypist. Like, it was before we were doing group buys, I think. So I can't remember how well it sold, but I do remember buying it. I bought, I think I bought both sets from my keyboard, I think. Or maybe I bought one set from Dixie, actually, from Omnitype. Yeah, maybe I bought the brown set from Omnitype, actually. I can't really remember now. I'd have to go back through my emails and check. Right, okay, so that's the main part of these done. We're just going to lube the slider rails now. Just a very light coating here. Like, I feel like it was like January 2020, I think. Okay, we're just going to put a small amount of lube just into the rear as well. Wipe it clear. Should be enough on the brush for that side as well. There we go. What's my favorite layout? I think like an exploded 65% with macro columns, XT columns, would be my favorite layout, like the JO1. But I'm a big fan of a TKL, big fan of a 60. Ironically, even though I'm building a 75 that's my personal board today, I don't tend to like 75s, just on a personal level. But I have been really enjoying the pink Tomo that we built a number of weeks ago. The Calm Before the Storm, January 2020. Yeah, it feels like a decade ago, doesn't it? It feels like such a long time since January 2020. There we go. That's stabilizers all lubed up. You weren't even in the hobby then? Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy. I don't want to try and... I want to try and avoid getting lube on Mel's onesie, so I'll use a cloth today. Normally I just use my jeans, but that's really gross. Okay, let's get these stabilizers into the board. I'm not going to use the little films today. I'm just going to pop these straight into the board. Okay, this is going to take a little bit of pressure to get it in place. Just going to get our screws and washers ready. So I'm just putting the washers on the screws here, just so we can screw them in nicely. And we're going to get the right screwdriver. And then what we're going to do here is we're going to pin the stabilizer into place with our thumb. We're going to pop the screw in place. Then we're going to grab the screwdriver. I'm just going to screw it in. Just gently. I'm going to go finger tight and then a quarter turn more. That's all we need to do. Again. Oops. Okay, we're going to have to do this slightly differently here. I'm going to pop the screw on here. This is slightly more difficult because I have to hold everything in place. Whoops. The things come off here, that's why. Sometimes if stabilizers don't clip and hold in place, they take just a little bit more finesse just to get in. There we go. So now that screw's in place, we can just tighten that up. When will Mel build another board on stream? I don't know. It's entirely up to her. Like, she's more than welcome back on stream anytime she wants to. Let's see if we can put a 7U in here. Wait, does this even accept 7U? Yeah. I thought I'd got a different PCB for a second, then it didn't take 7U. I was getting slightly worried about it. I need the FR for blender, so 75 plus a KBD pad is perfect for me. Nice. That makes sense. I've usually got a ton of macro pads lying around because I use them for all sorts of different things. Yeah, F keys is different if you've got F key combinations. Like using a layer is different than, I think, if like you've got a ton of combinations where you need to press like Shift and F key or something like that, and or it's like an F plus another key. I think that's fair. Yeah, it's difficult to do it on a layer at that point. Okay, and then we've got the ISO enter. Again, I'm just gonna get the washer on the screwdriver. Sorry, on the screw, not on the driver. And then we're just gonna screw that down nicely. And then last screw. Man, you're making me feel really old now, because like I saw my first custom keyboards in like 2010, 2011, and I started to get into the hobby kind of around then. My first group buy was the original SA Calm Depths. Whoops, I've just thrown that screwdriver away. That screw away even. It was, yeah, the original SA Calm Depths was my first key set group buy, which feels like a lifetime ago now. And like, there's been so many keyboards and key sets since then. Why does this not want to screw in? There we go. I still have that original set of SA Calm Depth somewhere as well. I also had the original run of SA Carbon, although I don't think I have that anymore. I think I gave that away a few months ago. But I remember at one point I was in a position where I could join almost every single GMK group buy, which of course would be impossible now. There's just too many of them. Okay, so now I've lost the little baggie that had all of the screws in, so I'm just going to bob them back in here. That's fine. We'll use the rest of this stabilizer kit later on. Okay, there we go. So we've now got stabilizers on the board. we said no from the poll to using films. Sorry, not films. To using. Oh, do you know what? We've messed up here as well. We have made a slight error. Let me see if I can fix this. Still using the foam, sorry. So we're not going to use foam today. There we go. Okay, we're going to have to take this stabilizer out. Okay, so what's happened here is we've completely messed this stabilizer up, and we're going to take it out with full. Okay, the wire was not sitting correctly inside the hole, so that is now fixed. You think the music volume's a good level tonight? Cool. You want a potential 16? I tried to get the bias plate sent to you this week, Storesness. Thanks very much, man. Did you send me an invoice yet? I can't remember. If you haven't, I'll pay it as soon as I see it. Which might not be immediate, so please bear that in mind. I am more than good for it. I can arrange the shipping for you as well if that's easier. I think we might have discussed that though. You just have to print off a label. Future, we have plate forks available. We've got some 3D printed ones available. If you would like one, whenever you make your next order from the store, just put like a couple of quid as a tip, and then in the notes just say, I want a plate fork, and we'll ship one with your order. There we go. Stabilizer fixed. Okay, so we said no plate foam, so we're just going to go straight with switches next. Let's say we are using the X1 X round 2. Are plate forks good then? I mean, they work. I tend to be able to build without them, but I can see why a lot of people prefer to use them. Lubed and filmed? No, these are just lubed. Lubed with 205 at grade 2. Are you dressed as a full-size Gatoron? No, I'm dressed as Snorlax today. Because why not, right? This is a Snorlax onesie for Halloween. But it's just too hot here in the workshop with like the hood up. Because we do have the full-on hood. There you go. But it's just way too warm with the hood up. Want a carbon fiber plate for your Tomo? I'm happy to have one made and sent to you. Thanks. We make our own carbon fiber plates, but thank you for the offer. I appreciate that. S tier Pokemon. Thanks. Mel, it's Mel's hoodie. It's not mine. I don't own this hoodie. It is on lease from Mel. It was quite funny. She came around to drop it off earlier on, and I tried it on, and of course I had to take off like my hoodie and my jeans and stuff. It was quite funny. I probably shouldn't say why. It was quite funny, but let's just say it's really, really, really obvious about my anatomy when I stand up. Let's just stick with that. Click clack. Hey man, thanks for being here. We are building a TGR Tomo right now, but this is a polycarbonate version. Snug in all the wrong places, alright. It's not that it's snug in those areas, it just makes things quite like, this is really hard to talk about on stream. I don't want to get banned for this. Like, it makes it obvious. Let's just leave it there. Was it warm last week in the UK too? It wasn't 25 degrees, but it's been very, very mild for the time of year it is. Like, it's been like 15, 16 degrees most days. What mount for the Tomo? For this particular version, we're going to use top mount. I've tried it with both top mount and gasket mount. I think top mount is by far superior in terms of sound and feel for this particular board. I wouldn't say that's the case for all boards, but for this particular board, I think
Tasty, tasty.
Please, Pet Dogs, thank you very much for the 7 months of subs. This is Hi Jay, Hi Gang. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that. Is that a rare candy, or are you happy to see? Malcolm, Mel was absolutely chuckling to death. She found it hilarious. Okay, getting there slowly. It's coming together. Serpent Keys have them in stock. Oh, plate forks? I don't know. I haven't really looked at Serpent Keys website for a while. But yeah, like a couple of quid. Like, it doesn't really matter how much you tip. I'm not really charging for them. It's just to like cover the production cost, I guess. They take a while to print. Can't wait to hear what this PC Tomo sounds like. Yeah, I'm hoping it sounds pretty good, to be honest. Let's go stepped caps, because stepped caps is best. Split left shift, because split left shift is best. Yakbats, do you still have that 10 new Dolch spacebar? I sent you one to you a while back, Yakbats. Has that not arrived yet? Like, that was months ago, I think I sent you one. Like, it was a Dolch colorway, yeah? We posted that out. That must be, what, 8 weeks ago now? Something like that? If it hasn't reached you, drop me an email. I'll take a look, Yakbats. I don't know if we've got another one to send another one, but I probably have another 10 new spacebar I can send you, but it might not be Dolch. But yeah, we definitely posted one out to you. 100%, we posted one out to you. Should I remove full caps compatibility on the Joe 2? No, I don't want to like yuck someone's yum. Like, if other people like it, that's fine. Okay. Getting there now. Like, I can see why some people... Oh, that's not going to stay in. That's going to need to be held in place before we solder it down. I can see why some people do like full caps. It's just not for me. Like, step caps is just best caps. As far as I'm concerned, it's the only option. Right, okay, how are we going to build this? So we need a 7U spacebar, which is there. And then... Should we grab... have I got a tub of keycaps to hand? No. What I want to do is just make sure. Let me grab some keycaps real quick. These aren't the keycaps we're going to use in the build, but I just want to make sure that we've got the bottom row in the right places. So I'm just going to use a 7U spacebar to make sure that's all aligned correctly. And then I think we want a 1.5U key here, I think. So I'm just gonna use these keycaps to make sure that it's all correct. Is that right? Yeah. So that's correct. Okay. Yeah, okay. And then I'm going to assume we want 1.5, 1.5. So let's go 1.5. 1. And this one's easy. 1.5. There we go. That should give us the correct layout for the bottom row here. Right. Yep. Okay. Cool. Excellent. Right, okay, we need one, well, I'll keep a couple of switches out just in case this one falls out. But there we go. That's it. We're ready to solder. What's wrong with full caps? I just prefer stepped personally. I think it looks nicer. It means I can use vintage key sets, which I'm a huge fan of. Like, I don't actually use caps for caps lock functionality. I tend to use it for control on most of my keyboards. So yeah, I just prefer it that way, that's all. Right, okay, so now it's time to solder. We're going to solder this entire PCB. We're just going to check for bent pins first. That switch doesn't want to stay in, so we'll just do it last. Whilst I'm soldering, guys, we're going to play a little game where you can ask me any question you like about any topic you like. It can be related to keyboards or otherwise. The only thing I would ask is that you make sure it's a question I can answer in a stream safe way, something that's not going to get banned from Twitch. But you can ask me anything at all. I'll be an open book. Any question goes, any topic goes. All you need to do is tag me with @jprototypist, and I will answer any question you ask whilst I'm soldering. Just checking for bent pins. Get your questions in whilst I'm checking for bent pins. Any question at all. Let's see who asks the best question today. Maybe we should have a challenge. See if anyone can get 10 cool points for asking the best question. Because most of the questions we get aren't great, let's be honest. So let's see if anyone can ask like a really good question that actually makes me stop and think for a minute. That'd be good. Okay. Any topic's good. I don't mind what the topics are. You are free to pick any topic at all. And I will do my best to answer your question in an open and honest fashion. True Blaze, are we going to get a Halloween discount? You can use Thoctober for October for 5% off anything in stock right now. It finishes at midnight tonight, so if you've got like 2 hours to get an order in if you want to use Thoctober code. But it finishes tonight, so anything in stock, Thoctober. Okay, so I'm just going to solder a couple of switches in place. The reason I'm going to do this is these switches don't hold in fully. So I'm just going to kind of like pressure them in whilst the solder's wet. And just make sure we've got everything nice and neat and even. I'm just going to do a few switches, one in each corner, just to hold it together. And then I'll start to go through your questions. So yeah, first question was about discounts. Thoctober is running right now. And it finishes at the end of tonight. Midnight tonight, UK time. Okay. Okay, let's do one over here as well. And then one more in the top corner, and then we can start to solder fully. Okay, Vintage Kiss says thoughts and feelings and opinions on plateless compared to plated boards. Plateless can be quite good. I do like plateless boards. Equinox IDB 60 have all been good. The original Jur J80 was really, really good in a plateless form. So yeah, I think it's fine. I don't dislike it. I do think that there has been bad implementations of it. I won't name anything that I think's been bad, but I do think there's been bad implementations of it, and I think there could be better implementations of it than what we've seen out there already. But yeah, overall, big fan of plateless. I think if I had to pick, I would tend to pick plated builds, but I have nothing against plateless builds, and I do quite enjoy using them. I hope that was helpful. Okay, next question comes from Yak Bats. It says, what was your favourite Halloween costume you've ever worn growing up? So Halloween's never been massive here in the UK. So growing up, we didn't really do it much. I do remember as a kid having to dress up for school though. And I assume it was around Halloween. And I dressed up as a pirate, and I had this really, really cool yellow and black stripy top that I absolutely loved. And I had like a little red neckerchief that my mum had torn up for me, and I had it as like a bandana around my head. That was probably the most memorable one I've had. But yeah, Halloween wasn't a huge thing for me growing up. In the UK, we have something called Bonfire Night, which is Guy Fawkes Night, on the 5th of November. That was always a bigger deal for us. It's only like a week later. So that was always the bigger kind of festivity around this sort of time for us. Okay. Right, I'm losing track of the questions. Wankel engine, yes or no? Yes, I quite like a Wankel engine. Is this question a really, really good question? No, Josh, it's not. What's my favorite key set? Terrible question. That's probably the worst question we'll get all day. I don't really have one favorite key set. I think my tastes change a lot. There's a few that I've liked for a long time. The original GMK Royal Alpha is probably one of those. I love anything beige and OG. Heine Beige this week, and GMK Beige add-ons are live now, by the way. Heine Beige starts on the 5th, I think. 4th, 5th, something like that. I can't remember. So yeah. Like, it's really difficult to say with key sets. Like, I could give you 5 different answers every single week about what I like, and it just depends on my mood at the time. I've collected a lot of key sets over the years. Okay. Click a clacker says, any vintage European cars that tickle your fancy? Probably not European. I'm not hugely into European cars. Most of my cars tend to be JDM. I'm a huge fan of vintage Japanese cars, especially sports cars. I literally just bought another one this weekend, just gone. So yeah, so anything JDM is kind of my kind of street. That's what I enjoy. I don't really like European cars that much. I mean, like, there is some like cool vintage Porsches and stuff like that I do like. Like, I'm not saying that I would never buy one. One of the things I'm considering next year is a 911 from a friend that he's got for sale. So yeah, there we go. Next question is, what was the kindest thing anyone has ever done for you? I don't know if it's the kindest thing, but the first thing that jumps to mind on that is about a year ago. I won't say their name, but they designed a key set, and we worked together on it a little bit. They were really, really lovely, and they sent me a bunch of flowers, and no one's ever bought me flowers before, and it was just really, really nice. They sent me a bunch of flowers. So yeah, so we had them up in the kitchen at home for a week or so, and yeah, I'm not sure it's the nicest thing anyone's ever done for me, but it's the first thing I think of. So I think that would be my answer. Yeah. As a Brit, coffee or tea, and with or without milk. Coffee, 100%. I do like an Americano, but I tend to drink a latte or a flat white most of the time. But I'm not a huge tea drinker. I'll drink it every now and again. I tend to drink tea when I'm not feeling too great. Like, I find that it does make me feel a little better if I'm feeling under the weather. But I'm not a huge tea drinker. I probably drink tea maybe 10 times a year, if that, once a month on average. But coffee, I probably drink 4 or 5 cups a day, which is probably way too much. Keycap says, why does it burn when I pee? I don't know, man. You should go to the doctors if that's true, though. Like, yeah, like go get medical help, man. That's not a good sign. That's also not a good question. I'm not a medical doctor, but I know that doesn't sound right. That sounds like there is something severely wrong. So I would definitely get that checked. Okay. If you had to pick a food item to base a keycap set on, what food item are we talking? That's a good question. So if I have to pick a food item to base a key set on, so we're gonna make a keycap set. So what are we gonna base it on? I think we're gonna base it on fruit. We're gonna base it on bananas. We're gonna base it on aubergines. We're gonna base it on quince. We're gonna base it on pomegranate. Fruits like that, I think. Like let's do a fruity key set. Why not? Why not? Like with all the pastel colours that fruits come in and stuff like that, I think that could be quite fun. No? Do I like POM keyboard cases? Yeah, I've got a couple of POM keyboard cases. Yeah, W1 is playlisted as well. It is, yeah. I do like POM keyboard cases. I've got one of the original Siriuses that was done in POM. I don't know where it is actually, but I do have it. It's actually got GMK Hamon on it at the minute. I actually took it to see Zonda a couple of years ago. This must be 2019 now, 2018, 2019. I took it to see Zonda in Manchester. We met up for coffee in I think it was in I'm going to say it was like a Korean restaurant or maybe a Thai, something like that. But we met up for a little bite to eat and some food, and I took the board to see Zonda from Noxery. It's a couple of years ago now. Virus VPR says, do you think more boards should implement multiple mounting options? Yeah, I quite like boards that have multiple mounting options. The oldest board I have that's got more than one mounting option is the original Happy keyboard, the KMAC Happy. That's got 2 or 3 different mounting options for it, but it's quite cool to see it. So yeah, I don't disagree with it. I think top mount's always good to include if you can. Gasket mount's nice as well. I don't think it's necessary for every board, but it's not a bad thing. I don't think it's like should be compulsory, but it'd be nice to see more boards do it as well. Codabra says, for scuffed caps, do you reach out to GMK for replacements or open an extra set you have to issue to replacements directly? So we reach out to GMK and GMK provide replacement keycaps. That's not the same for all keycap sets though. For some keycap sets, such as Canon caps, we have to open up a set and use that to give away replacement keycaps if anything's scuffed. Same with things like Milky Way as well. Signature Plastics do a really good job at providing extra keys and replacement keys, just like GMK do. So it really depends on the provider, the manufacturer, as to whether we actually have to butcher a set to provide replacements or whether we actually get replacements from them directly. Says, I dressed up as the 90s Undertaker this year. Congratulations, that sounds cool. Right, next question comes from Yakbat says, thoughts on the Hex 4B, the dial mounting system? I'm not sure I've seen that. If you want to send me a link to that, I'll take a look. Yakbat's tag is and drop a link and I'll take a look, because I don't know off the top of my head what that works like. But I'm more than happy to take a look. Best question wins cool points. It does, yeah. What's happening with the warehouse? Any news? Yeah, so we talked about this right at the very beginning of the stream. Sorry, I've had a little splashback with the little burn on my finger. So the Royson core has the flux has just splashed onto my finger and burnt it. Oh well, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, so the warehouse, the latest news on that is we're actually moving. So the current warehouse that we have for Prototypist, we've outgrown. So we're going to move to a bigger space, and we're moving there basically over the next 6 weeks. We have until the end of the year to leave this workshop, and we get the keys for the new workshop very, very soon. Should be tomorrow, maybe the day after. I need to reach out to the landlord and check. So yeah, so we are moving workshop. That's the biggest news. Everything is going with us, including the mezzanine that we built a couple of months back. So, yeah, pretty big news. If you're considering the 911 next year, what happens to no more cars? This is for the wife, so it's not a car for me. So there we go, that answers it. Dream car if money wasn't an issue. Probably a Ken Miri Skyline. That's probably what I'd want. Yeah, Ken Miri Skyline would probably be the #1 car that I don't own and probably don't have a chance of owning. They're just too expensive these days. I think I'd have to sell every single car I own to be able to afford one. And that's not a sacrifice I'd be willing to make, so because I love all my other cars. So yeah, I think that's the ultimate answer to that one. A Ken Miri Skyline. Do you think foaming the fingertips will be the next step in foamification of the keyboard experience? No, that's a silly question. No. Imagine how good you would feel if you drank tea all the time. But maybe I feel better. If you could ask future Jay one question, what would you ask him? I'd ask him what one thing I should change about my life. Like if I could speak to Jay on my deathbed, I'd say, what's the one piece of advice you would give me? I would ask them for advice. That's what I would do. All those fumes look like going straight into you. Not to be the soldering safety police, but get a fan and protect your lungs, dude. Like everyone says this, right? But there is so little bad things in soldering flux. It's like you get more fumes into your body just by going out to the the street and being around fuel. Like there's I know that this leaded solder, but we're not heating this up so much that the lead actually turns to fumes. So there's no problems with the lead in it. The Royson core isn't really going to hurt you. Sure, it's not great to breathe in, but it's not like it's not like coming up my nose and into my face. And just being on the road is going to provide way more. Like half an hour walking by the side of a road is going to provide. We've got one more switch to do. It's going to provide more bad stuff into your lungs than a bit of solder is. Like I've been soldering for years. I don't just solder keyboards. I solder a lot of stuff. Whoops, nearly dropped the soldering iron then though. I'm not massively worried about it. But thank you for your concern. I do appreciate it, but like it's not something that overly worries me. I'm pretty comfortable with it. Okay, so I just need to be able to pin this switch in position. There we go. And then we're just going to tag one leg in place. And then we'll hold the switch down. Make sure it's nice and neat, even and flush. And then we'll do the last one. Okay. Right, let's catch up with the questions really quickly. Okay, Jaffa cake caps. I do have some Jaffa cakes nearby, actually. We were eating some earlier on today. What are we baking tonight? We are building a PC Tomo. There you go. Tonix caramel wafer bars. We've got some in the cupboard. Like we keep those at the workshop quite a lot. The tiramisu artisan is the peak for food keyboard collaboration. Nice. That's a lot of colours. This is going to be expensive. Yeah, maybe. I would like a set based on stained glass. My favourite. That's a cool idea. I like that. GMK Greg is not like stained glass. No. With a stonking great saucy roll of the spacebar. I do like a good sausage roll. Oh, okay. Let me take a look at this for you, Yak Bats. Let's have a look. Plateless O-ring 60%. Let's have a look. Where does it show the... I'm not sure I see the mounting on here. Wait, where is the mounting on it? I'm not sure I see any pictures of how the mounting system works on it. Like, I'm scrolling through, but like, is it on another page? Is it on page 2? Oh, okay, I see how it works. Okay, O-rings. I've only seen a picture of the PCB, so I'm assuming that like on the PCB it's got the tab, so you just put an O-ring around it. Yeah, makes sense. Like that. Yeah, I have no issues with that. Yeah. Yeah, I don't see exactly how it works, but I think I've got it from the shape of the PCB. Like it's got like protuberances here, and then here, and then you put the O-ring around that. Yeah, I think I see that how it works. Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. Hey Jay, with the stocking the Matthias switches and DCS 900 in Alps set, are you looking to sell my Alps stock? Looks like I'm heading down that rabbit hole. Yeah, if we can. I love Alps, so if we can support it a little bit, we will do. Blackbrook says that's super exciting. It is. I'm super excited about moving workshop. I don't want to do the move because it'll be horrendous, but once it's done, it'll be really cool. I'm brainstorming a foodish related keycap set. I just need to start swatching and playing around with it. Nice. We're not moving to California. We're just moving across the yard. Guts. What's it gutsy for us, Oscar? What's it gutsy? Who's in charge of keeping the snap cupboard full? Me. I keep it full. Are we going to be a vendor for the Zoom TKL? Yes, we are. Yes, 100% we are. We've got quite a few coming up this next couple of weeks. So we've got the Corsa, we've got the Angry Meow AFA, we've got the Thera 75 that's in group buy right now. There's some others coming as well. Like, we've got some really cool stuff coming. Really cool stuff. Right, okay. Is it a long move? It's like 150 yards across the drive. So no, it's not a huge distance, but there is a lot of stuff to move. Like, my coffee's cold now. Let's put it there so it's out of the way. So there's a lot of stuff to move. Right, okay, so there we go. That's all soldered and put together. Time to pop it in the keyboard. So we're going to use this top mount. I'm just going to flip the case over. Bob it all in, make sure it fits. And then I think we need this screwdriver. Oh, no. Wait, what? There we go. You have to expand the guts tab in the main post. Oh, okay. I didn't have a look at it. I think I see how it works though, right? I think I was right from what I said. Where's the guts tab? Oh yeah, I see. Yeah, it's exactly how I thought it was. Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, I've seen it done like that before. There was an old board, I think Zondat had one where he did something similar, like a prototype for that years ago. So I've seen it done a few times like that. There was a really cheap board that we covered on Talk like years ago, and it had two rubber bands that did a very similar function as to how that was set up. What board was that now? Was it the bumper, I want to say, maybe? Or something like that? I can't remember. It's such a long time ago now, I can't recall. But there's been a few boards that have done that kind of mounting system in the past. There was a PC Tomo. Yeah, friends and family one. I was very lucky to be invited to purchase one. Okay, there we go. That's that all screwed together. Now we're going to pop the top case in, but what we're going to do first is we're just going to plug in the JST cable. So you're going to have to just take my word that I'm doing this out of view. Oh man, this is so tight it doesn't want to go in. There we go. There we go. I'm going to flip this over and then we'll put the screws back in. Friends and family JO2. We could do that. Maybe we'll do a pink one. You hate JST connectors? I mean, they're useful, right? Like, it's better than the days when you used to have to solder them. That was a pain. The original Moon TKL where you had to solder it. Oh, man. Like, the number of those boards that I had to repair for people that damaged them. I had pink and I want in. Yeah, maybe we'll do a pink one. Stainless steel bottom. Yeah. And PC. Like, friends or family be like Twitch subs only, I think. Thanks, man. It is a sweet build. I've got like 3 TGR boards on my desk here. I've got the Tomo, and then that's the Jane ME, and then we've got the GAF 910 here as well. Kind of crazy. Okay, so that's the board all built. Looks pretty good, pretty smart. We'll take off the protective cover towards the end. Now it's time to put some keycaps on. And for this, we are going to put CXA keycaps on. So let's zoom in a little bit more so I can show you these in a bit more detail. So this is CXA Sugar Plum keycaps. These are in stock right now. You can go buy these on the website right now. Ships within 3 working days. Canon Caps was kind enough to send these to me to put in stock. There is a little bag of space bars as well. So here we go. We have space bars as well. So this is CXA Sugar Plum. This is their new profile. Let's start with the main keys. I don't think this has got UK ISO. In fact, does this have ISO? Oh, it does have ISO, but it doesn't have UK ISO. So we can build the board. We can build the board. Super cute color scheme. I bought your last silver Tomo because I had Fox that week and it looked nice on your Jane. This stream enables. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. It doesn't have UK ISO, doesn't this? But it does have ISO, so we're gonna put these on. This isn't necessarily the set that's gonna stay on here forever, but it is the set that's gonna stay on here for now. It's probably going to actually end up with GMK Tara on it. Oh, I appear to have cut my finger at some point. That's okay. Super cute colour scheme though, yeah. I'm very excited for the spacebar. We'll get there in a minute. This is PBT or ABS? It's double shot ABS. So there you go. Seems to be having a run of injuries today. Maybe I did break a mirror, I don't know. But yeah, I've cut my finger just here. There's a little bit of blood. And I did burn this finger here. You can see where it's like red here where it burnt. There's just a little bit of flux that bounced off and hit my finger. We do have an injury book. It doesn't get filled in, but we do have one. I mean, technically this is at work actually, because I am at work. So Thompson's like last accident, 0 days. I mean, I wouldn't call these accidents. Like, it's just these are just par for the course, right? Does that mean you're at work too then? I don't know, are you? Does the injury book also include my feelings get hurt? Oof, no, it doesn't. Maybe it should. Do you have big health and safety posters? No. We do have a first aid kit though. Oh, I've put that key on the wrong way around. Can you tell that that's the wrong way around? I can. He just looks it. Come on. Whoops. Is it intro every time Jay builds a ball NC? Dude, that's harsh. Okay. I do like the homing keys on this because they're nippled homing keys. They've got a single dot on them. Again, I know we can't build this ISO like with UK ISO, so I apologise for some of the key choices, but it is ISO layout, so we have to be thankful for some things. The fact that this set offers ISO support isn't a bad thing. Someone hasn't read his contract fully. No. Nipple keycaps on stream, yeah. Okay. I think that's all the keycaps that we need out of that tray. Oh wait, no, we need this one as well. We do need this one. I don't think it's going to have the dark version. Let's see what we need out of here. So we need escape. There we go. We need the ANSI and sorry, the ISO enter, not the ANSI one. I can't get this out of the box though. There we go. Need the F13 key. Oh, okay. So one thing I don't like is that caps look. That I'm not a huge fan of, but okay. Okay, maybe this doesn't have ISO support actually. We are missing a key for ISO coverage. We are missing a key for here at the minute. Perhaps it's going to turn up in one of the other sets. Perhaps. Like, I would have thought that this would have been it here, but this is the wrong profile, so it's not. Okay, let's go for the arrows. Accent arrows, why not? Can fit caps but not lock. Yeah, I'm not quite sure why it has that. What's the standard one got on it? What's the standard caps lock key got on it? Oh, so the standard caps lock key actually says caps lock. Interesting. Okay, I don't think we need... Oh, we need the keys for there actually. Is there a print screen? Yeah, so print screen's in there, so then we need page up. A page down. And then we need wait, do we not have a key for that? Do we not have an FN key? Oh yeah, we do. We have an FN key in here. Right, okay. So, yeah, so what I'm learning here is that this doesn't really support ISO very well. But it does support it, just not amazingly well. Tomo looks so much better in PC. It's lovely in PC. Is this missing the nub standard for Canon cats? It's missing the non-US / key. It has nubs. Scrambled eggs. Make me some, please. I'll take some. Right, okay, so we need to find the shift key as well. Can we not actually use this with ISO? Are we like missing a shift key for it as well? Oh, we need the print screen key in the for there. There we go. So I do feel like we are missing some basic compatibility here. Right, okay, so there's the 1.25U shift key. There is no key. There's no key that goes here. There is no key for there in this set. Now the 0 will work, like it'll be the correct profile, but it's just going to look a bit weird. But it's the best I can do. It is literally the best I can do. 1.5. 1.5, and then have we got a let's put a 1.5 win key there just because we can. Okay, there we go. Then we need the 7U spacebar, which is in here. And then we just need to figure out the last couple of keys after that. So that's a 7U. Ooh. Oh, interesting. So interesting. So the spacebar here has, come on, camera focus, please. It has a, can you see that? It has a curve into it just here. That's super interesting. That is super interesting. Look at the profile for it. But then look here, can you see? That's super interesting. It's like rounded on this edge. You can see how there's a crisp line here, and then it fades and then comes back to crisp line because it just rounded there. That's kind of super interesting. I like that. We'll see how it feels though in a second. Right, we need the other shift key, which we're missing, which I think is this one here. And then we need an FN key, which is there. Scented Legends, that's my taste. I prefer Cherry Legends, but it's a super cute set. So there we go. This is, I mean, if you had an A in a sideboard, this would look great. But yeah, CXA Sugar Plum. It's kind of similar to a spherical cherry style profile. The spacebar is super cool and interesting. It's for all us flip spacebar users. We don't have to flip this one. You don't. Blue and purple look great together, right? The colours are lovely on this set. If it had ISO, it would be perfect. But it does look super cool. There you go. PC Tomo. We'll peel this off at the end. But how nice is that? Super, super nice. We'll peel it off at the end. Should we see what this sounds like? Let's pause the music and see what the board sounds like. Let me turn the fan off as well. There we go. Well, I have to be honest, I think that sounds just as good as the regular Tomo if not a tiny bit better. That's stunning. It's really cool. The fact that it's PC is super, super cool. Is this the first PC GAF board? Sorry, not GAF, TGR board, I think. PC boards always sound good. Yeah. Should we peel this off? This. You ready for this? Peel off the protective layer and share that lovely stainless steel. Oh yeah, PC Alice. Yeah, I did have a PC Alice as well. I had sold that a little while ago actually to a good friend. It's gone to a very good home. Ooh. Ooh. Tasty, tasty. Look, you're gonna get to see the logos uncovered now. Watch as these come out. Oh yeah. Super duper shiny. Oh yeah, there we go. You can see the camera above recording itself. Hello. How you doing, guys? You want me to put my hand on it? Now it must be placed in the hermetically sealed chamber. I mean, I could just put a fingerprint on it right here. Just because, right? Christen it with a fingerprint, it's necessary. Can you take a picture to match Tomo's with this board? Probably. Should we put a fingerprint on it? Oh no. We touched it. Oh no. It hasn't actually left a fingerprint. We must have very clean hands because it's not actually left a fingerprint. Is that all the protective layers? Yeah, that's the last protective layer. So there we go. Superb build. Super duper happy with that. Sounds great. Looks great. It's probably going to end up with a different key set on it. It's probably going to end up with a GMK Taro on it. I forgot the word for it then, but there we go. You should now put the protective layer back. Mel's grubby mitts on it. Mel can keep her grubby mitts on it, off of it. I am going to put the thing back on though, because it is probably going to stay in the workshop for a little bit. And that probably does mean that Mel will end up using it. Oh no, we've got a hair on this now. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, we've got bits all over it. I'm going to clean it tomorrow and put that back on. I'm going to put that back on tomorrow. In fact, I do have a spare one, so we'll use a spare one. I'm going to clean this tomorrow. It started to get bits on it already. Look, just dust has landed on it. So let's just turn it over. Let's protect it. Turn it over. There we go. That's all hidden away. Look, we've got 3 TGR boards here. We've also got the GAF 910. That is covered in fingerprints. There we go. We have TGR, TGR, and TGR, and a fountain pen, which is not a TGR. So there we go. Fold it into a microfiber cloth. Yeah, we could do that. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. The brass hero coming. Yeah, the heroes are on the way to us right now. They're on the way. I need to update Notion, actually. Quick game of marbles for merch. What merch? I don't have any merch to give. The one with GMK Fox looks best though. GMK Fox does look good. But you can't beat Classic Beige. Yeah, I mean, well, here you go. This is Cherry Profile. Let's zoom in again. Okay. Cherry Profile spacebar. And then we've got the CXA spacebar. Can you see how it's almost bowed in the middle? It is super interesting. Should we take another one out here? Let me show you. Let me try and show you this up close. What's the best way to do this? Probably like this. Can you see how it's curved? It is very different. It's super different. Like it's just super different. It's so hard to show you this bit in the middle. But it does have this curve in the middle. It is super cool though. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Get some CXA, give it a try, guys. Wonder if you can use that spacebar with cherry profile keycaps. Probably. I think it would work just fine. So much better than flip spacebars. It is. It's super, super cool. Warping, but on purpose. Yeah, this is just like DMK spacebar. It's a little bit different, but yeah, it's very similar. It's a great idea. My thumb always does land on the edge. I tend not to be a thumb spacebar user. I'm a four-finger spacebar user, so it doesn't really affect me too much. But I can see how it'd be much nicer if you were a thumb spacebar user. So yeah, there we go, guys. Snorlax onesie stream is done. I should put the hood up for at least a little bit, right? Wait, which way does that need to go? There you go. Snorlax onesie. Oh yeah, the paw. The paw. There you go. Yeah, that is it for our fancy dress Halloween stream. I'm really, really hot in this. Look how red I'm going with it on. Oh man, that's so hot. Whew. Yeah, that's it for the stream. It is time for me to go home now and get some sleep. But yeah, the board came out great. I'm super, super happy with this. Like, I think it looks absolutely stunning, especially with that back. Look at that back. You can see all the mess at the side of me now. Super, super cute. Super lovely. PC Tomo. Let's hope Mel does not steal it. But that's it for tonight, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I know it's unusual for me to stream on a Monday. I do appreciate being here. It is time for me to go. Remember, you've got like an hour, 2 hours left, 1 hour 55 minutes left to use code THOCTOBER for 5% off anything in store. Has to be in stock, can't be a group buy. Yeah, go use it quickly because you've got less than 2 hours left to go, an hour and 55 minutes. Time for me to go home, take some well-earned rest, and I'll be back in the workshop tomorrow. Check us out on Instagram, check us out on Discord server. Links are all below. You can find them down here. Take care, guys. Thanks very much for watching. I'm going to go and crash out now. Bye-bye.